Hi, welcome to my channel Ruby Stedman. Today I'll be teaching you how to knit this beautiful stitch. It's a 4-row repetition. It's very easy to do. I'm using this stitch for a poncho that I will show you how to do very soon. This is the stitch in the border of my poncho. And the difference is that this is done with the bulky 5 yarn and a millimeter netting needle, and this one is a medium 4 and a 5.5 netting needle, and this one is one color yarn, and this one is a blend, but it's the same stitch. So I hope you guys like it and give it a try, and here is the list of material I'm gonna use to make it. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe and click on the bell, that way you get notification each time I upload a video. Remember, I make my videos in Spanish and English. If you receive a Spanish video and you want to see in English, go to the main page of my YouTube channel that you will find the English version. For this stitch, I'm gonna use this yarn from Loops and Thread Impeccable, 100% acrylic, medium 4. The color is Arbor Rose, and usually this ball of yarn have from 127.5 grams to 128, and the netting needle are 5.5 millimeters. So this stitch is multiple of 3. So what I'm gonna do is leave it there long enough to cast on 18 stitches plus 4 for border stitch, 2 at the beginning and 2 at the end of each row. So if you're making a big project, you just have to cast on 3, 3, 3, 3. And if you want to do border stitches, and then you add border stitches the same amount on each ends. So I'm gonna start with my slip knot. I think I left too much tail. And I'm gonna start casting on my 22 stitches. This stitch is very easy. It's the repetition of 4 rows. I'll continue casting on until I have my 22. I have my 22 stitches. Now the first row is a purl row, but if you work a purl in here, and then this part will be the front like this of the piece. So what I'm gonna do a purl row that I don't gonna count, and then in this side I will start with my first purl row. That one you will count, the second one. So you do one without, that's just a base, and then the next one is the first row of 4. So you'll have a nice border to the front of the piece. So you're gonna purl this one that you don't count, and then you start with the next one that will be row 1. I finished the first row, and you see by doing that purl row that I just did without counting, you get a nicer border at the beginning. I wish I have done this in the poncho that I made, that will be coming soon. Then the first row without counting, and then the second, that way you get a nicer border in the front. So we're gonna start with 2 border stitches at the beginning, and we're gonna end with 2 border stitches at the end. So those border stitches, they will be purl in the right side and purl in the wrong side. Always these 2 at the beginning and 2 at the end will be purls. So you're gonna start, oops, with 2 purl, 1 and 2, and you're gonna knit 2, 1 and 2. Now you're gonna do a yarn over, and we're gonna start repeating from the yarn over. So yarn over, knit 3, 1, 2 and 3, and you're gonna, with the left hand needle, you're gonna grab stitch 1 and pass it over 2 and 3, and that's the repetition that we're gonna do over and over from the yarn over and those knit 3. So yarn to the front for the yarn over, knit 3, 1, and this 1 is the one that we pass over the other 2, 2 and 3, and pass 1 over 2 and 3. And you see you'll have the group of 2 with the yarn over in between. Yarn to the front for a yarn over, knit 3, 1, 2 and 3, pass 1 over 2 and 3, and like that is how you're going to continue working this stitch. At the end you will have 3 stitches left. That one will be a knit, and then the 2 border stitches. So yarn to the front, knit 3, 1, 2 and 3, and grab 1 and pass it over 2 and 3. Yarn to the front, 1, 2 and 3, and pass 1 over 2 and 3. And see, you have the yarn over always in between. Now we have 3 stitches left. You will do 1 knit, and the 2 border stitch, they are 2 purl. And like that you finish row 2. Now you're going to turn your work around, and you're going to work on row 3, and it's a purl row. You're going to purl all your stitches. And 2 border stitches, and the rest of the stitches are purl, all the stitches until the end. This is the yarn over. So you see, you're gonna pass it through there, and try not to bang. I'm trying to knit in the air, not to bang the end of the needles, because they make a annoying noise each time you. So like that you're gonna continue until the end of row. I finished row 3. Now we're gonna work on 4, and this will be the 4th repetition that you will do over and over. So very easy. You start with the 2 border stitch. So 2 purl, And now you will knit 1. And now you will start the repetition. Yarn to the front, for a yarn over, knit 3. And it will be exactly the same as 2. 1, 2, and 3. And you grab 1 and pass over 2 and 3. You see? The only difference is that now you move the stitch a little bit. In row 2 you start with 2 knit and you finish with 1 knit. In row 4 you start with 1 knit and you will finish with 2 knit. So we're moving the stitch one a little bit. That way now this stitch that we're doing is on top of the yarn over. So yarn over, knit 3, 1, 2, and 3, and pass 1 over 2 and 3. And like that you will continue until the end. Yarn over, knit 3, and the first knit you pass over 2 and 3. Yarn over, knit 3, 1, 2, and 3, and you pass 1 over 2 and 3. So it's very easy stitch. Yarn over, knit 3, 1, 2, and 3, and pass 1 over 2 and 3. Now you have here 4 stitches. You will do 2 knit, and then you will do your 2 border stitch, purl. And like that you finish your first 4 row repetition. Those are the 4 row repetition that you're gonna do over and over for this stitch. So we're gonna start with the repetition of row 1, and that is a purl row. All the stitches you're gonna purl until the end. So it's a very easy stitch and it looks fantastic. I'm making this stitch for a combination with other one to do a poncho, and they look amazing together. So you're going to continue purl all your stitches until the end of this row. Now we're going to do the repetition of 2. So you're going to start with the 2 border stitch, 1 and 2, and you're going to knit 2, 1 and 2. And that's the difference between row 2 and 4. In row 2 you start with 2 border stitches and 2 knit, and you finish with 1 border stitch and 2 knit. In row 4 you start with 2 border stitches, 1 knit, and you finish with 2 knit and 2 border stitch. The rest stay the same. The yarn over, knit 3, pass 1 over 2 and 3. And in the wrong side, purl. Very easy stitch. So yarn to the front, knit 3, 1, 2, and 3, and pass 1 over 2 and 3. Yarn to the front, knit 3, 1, 2, and 3, and pass 1. Over 2 and 3. I thought I lost 3. Yarn to the front, 3, 1, 2, and 3 knits, and pass 1 over 2 and 3. Yarn to the front, knit 3. And when I say yarn to the front is to do the yarn over, okay? 3, 1, 2, and 3, and you're gonna pass 1 over 2 and 3. You have 3 stitches left. You're gonna knit 1 and purl 2, and that is row repetition of row 2. Now we're gonna do the repetition of 3, and it's a purl row. You're gonna purl all your stitches until the end. After this, we'll do the repetition of 4, and then you can continue practicing this stitch over and over. Now I'm going to work on the repetition of row 4, and you're going to start with 2 purls. If you hear any noise in the background, that's William. He's 3 years old and he's very loud. So you're going to knit 1 and then start with a stitch. Yarn to the front, for a yarn over, knit 3, 1, 2, and 3, and you pass 1 over 2 and 3. And again, the stitch, you're doing the stitch in the top of the little hole for the yarn over. And to count the row, it's better to count close to the border, so you will count how many repetition you done by the little holes. So this is 1 and 2 little holes. That means I've done a full 4 row repetition, and then here 1 and the next one, that will be the second one. It's easier to count that way. So you're gonna do yarn over, knit 3, pass 1 over 2 and 3. And like that is the repetition that you're going to do over and over for the project that you're doing, or if you are just doing a swash, you do a few more repetitions. I'm doing this because I did a poncho with the border with this stitch. So I'm going to work a little bit longer with this repetition to show you how it looks in this, and I will show you the border of the poncho. The only thing that I wish I have done the border of the poncho like this. If you are looking at this video before I post the video of the poncho, do the border like this swash. I like it. I don't like the way it looks in the poncho. In the poncho, I start right away with the first row of purl, and then this border like this is the right side of the poncho. You see the difference between that and this one here. It look much better. And in the poncho I did 2 border stitch, so I did 1 purl and the last stitch without working as a border stitch, and I don't like it at all. I wish I have done the border like this with 2 at the beginning and 2 at the end, purl in both sides. So if you're watching this before you see the video of the poncho and you're gonna do the video of the poncho, do it this way and you will have a much nicer border or for the poncho, because this stitch I use for the border. I will show you the border of the poncho and you will see what I mean. So you're gonna continue working this with a yarn over and 3 knit, and you will pass 1 over 2 and 3, and like that you're gonna continue all the way until the end of this repetition. So I finished repetition of 4. You're going to continue working with those 4 repetitions until you have the desired length for your piece, whatever piece you're making with the stitch. It's a gorgeous stitch. So I will do probably 1 or 2 more repetitions, and I will show you the swatch, and I will show you how it looks on the border of the poncho. You will see they're done with different yarn, how different they look. You can make many things with this beautiful stitch. So this is the border of the poncho that I did, and you see I did it with right away with the first row was in the wrong side of the piece, and then I end up with this border like that for the right side of my poncho. Don't look bad, but I wish I have done it this way. That way you get a better base for your piece. The same with the border stitches on each end of the piece. And here I did exactly like I say. I did 2 border stitch. I purled the first one and I did the last one without working, and I don't like this. Is the only thing that I don't like about the poncho, is this gap in here, that they don't look as good as I wish it was. As you know, like this have been much better, but I know now for next time. So that's the poncho. This is the difference in between a thicker yarn and a thinner yarn. So for next time I will show you how to do this stitch that I use here in the poncho. That's before I do the video of the poncho. I will show you how to do this part in here, and then after how to combine the 2 stitches to do this beautiful poncho. So with this stitch you can do a poncho like I show you. You can do baby blanket. For a baby blanket, for example, you will cast on the amount of stitches that you need for the blanket, and then you will do a border here, probably 5 centimeters of purl back and forth, and then in here you will add probably 2 more stitches for the border and 2 for this side to have a nice straight border stitch, and you will do those purl in both sides. And then at the end, when you have the length that you want for the baby blanket, you will do the same as you did at the beginning, the same amount of row that you do in here, you do at the end. That way you have a nice blanket. You can use this for baby sweater, and this is in the right side like this, and this is in the wrong side. Well, I hope you guys like it, and give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you are not already a subscriber. And if you make something with this stitch and you want to send me some pictures, you can do it through my Facebook page, Ruby Stem and Crochet, or my Instagram, Ruby Stem and Crochet. Please share my video with friends and family. That way you help me grow here on YouTube. I wish you have a beautiful day. Bye.